Two households, both alike in dignity. In fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventures, piteous overthrows, do with their deaths bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2-hour traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toils shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on my word, we'll not carry coals.
No, for then we shall be colliers.
I mean, and we be in collar. We'll draw.
Aye, and while you live, draw your neck out of the collar.
I strike quickly, being moved.
Thou art not quickly moved to strike.
The dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to stand is to be valiant. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runst away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I shall take to the wall any man or maid of Montague.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
It's true, and therefore women being the weaker vessels are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore I shall push the men from the wall and thrust the maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters
Oh,
and us, their men.
it is all one. I shall show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids.
The heads of the maids are their maiden heads. Take it what sense thou wilt.
Oh, they must take it in sense that feel it.
Me they shall fear while I'm able to stand. 'Tis known, I am a pretty piece of flesh.
'Tis well, thou art not fish. If thou hadst, thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool, becomes two of the house of the Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
Aha, turn thy back and run.
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee. Go on, go on.
Let's take the law of our side. Let them begin.
I will frown as they pass by. Let them take it as they list.
Nay, if they dare, I shall bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they do that.
Do you bite your thumb at us,
I
sir?
bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
It's the law of our side if I say I.
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir. No, sir.
If you do, I am for you, for I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say then, here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Better, sir.
You lie.
Draw, if you be men. And do not forget that swash blow.
Put up your sword, you will not hurt your dream.
I'm not drawn amongst these heartless hinds.
Turn me, Benvolio! Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up your sword, or else humanity can part these men with me.
Art thou drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell! O Montagues and thee! Art thou the coward?
What noise is this? Old Montague has come and flourishes his blade in spite of me. Down your Rebellious subjects! Enemies of peace! Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls led by an airy word by thee, old Capulet, and Montague have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For all the rest, depart away!
scoundrel. Saw you him today? Oh, glad I am he was not at this fray.
See where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much denied.
All right, glad I am that thou art happy by thy state.
Good morrow, cousin.
The day so young,
But new struck 9.
sad hours seem long.
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out!
Of love.
Out of her favor for where I'm in love.
Oh, alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eye see pathways to his will. What fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I've heard it all. This has much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love? O loving hate? O nothing of anything first created, of heavy lightness, serious vanity, of feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep? That is not what it is. This love feel I, but feel no love in this. Does thou not laugh?
No, cause I rather weep
Good-hearted what?
at thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Griefs of my own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have oppressed with more of thine. This love that thou showed doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs, being purged. It's a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed. It's a sea nourished with loving tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my coz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he is some other way.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
I do love a woman.
I aim so near when I suppose to love.
A right fair mark, man, and she is fair, I love.
Right fair mark, fair cuz, soon as hit.
Well, she will not be hit in that miss.
So she hath swore that she will still leave chase.
She hath, and in that sparing make huge waste. For her beauty cut off from severity cuts beauty off from all posterity.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
These happy masks that kiss fair ladies' brows, being black, put us to mind they hide the fair. I mean, he that is stricken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed the passing fair? Farewell, my coz. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
Go, sir. Trudge about through fair Verona and find those persons out whose names are written there. And to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy, and be helped by backward turning. One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Oh, your plaintive leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without food, whipped and tormented. Godin, good maid.
Godem, I pray, sir, can you read?
Aye, maid, my own fortune is my misery.
Perhaps you've learned without book. I pray, can you read anything you see?
If I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly. Rest ye merry.
Stay, maid, I can read.
Now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great witch Capulet. And if you not be of the house of Montague, I pray, can we crush a cup of wine with us? Rest ye merry.
At this same feast of ancient Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest, with all the other admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, And with unattained eye, compare her face to some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
And the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turns tears to fires. And those who often drown can never die. Transparent heretics be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love, I'll go alone. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in the splendor of mine own.
What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where is this girl? What Juliet?
No! Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor I dream not of.
An honor. I would say thou hast sucked wisdom from my teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. Thus, then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
Such saying or what I have said before. My child is yet a stranger in the world. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she are happy mothers made.
And too soon marred are those so early made.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Oh, nay's a flower, in fact, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in that fair volume lies, find written in the margent of his eyes.
Woo her, gentle Paris, win her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree. Within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice.
This precious book of love, this unbound lover to beautify him only lacks a cover. So shall you share all that he doth possess by having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris now?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for me, cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee, come, Juliet. The county stays.
Oh, go, go! Seek happy nights to happy days.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but let every man betake him to his legs.
Ooh! Torch for me. No, let wanton's light of heart tickle the senseless rushes their heels. For I am proverb of the Grandshire phase. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Thou art done? We'll drag thee from the mire of this Sir Reverend's love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay. We waste our lights like lamps by day.
And we mean well in going to this mass? But 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
Then bet asleep, while they do dream things true.
Oh, so then I see Queen Mab hath been with you? She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atoms athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her chariots and empty hazelnut made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. Turn out of mine, the fairy's coachmakers. Her wagon spokes are long spider's legs. The cover, the wings of grasshoppers. Her collars are the smallest spider's webs, and her traces are the moonshine's watery beams. A whip, a cricket's bone, a lash, a film, wagoners, a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. And in this state, she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream on love. Over courtiers' knees who dream on curtsies straight. Over lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees. Over ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream. Which off the angry mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops over a courtier's nose, then dreams he of smelling out a suit. Sometimes she comes with a tight pig's tail and tickles a parson's nose as he lies asleep, then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she gallops over a soldier's neck, and dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of Spanish blades, of ambuscatos, of health 5 fathoms deep, and then anon drums in his ear, which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is the very mab that plaits the manes of horses in the night and bakes elf locks into foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag that when maids lie on their backs that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she! This is she! Ah!
Peace. Crucio. Thou talks of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin in substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face unto the dew-dropping south.
This wind you speak of draws us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we will come too late.
I fear too early. My mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars, which shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revel, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen.
Ow! Right drum.
Doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear, too rich for beauty, for earth, too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellow shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and by touching hers make blessed this rude hand. Did my heart love till now? I swear at sight, for ne'er did I see true beauty till this night.
This should be a Montague! Fetch me my rapier, boy! What dares the slave come hither? Covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin!
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
My uncle, 'tis a Montague, our foe, a slave, that is hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain, Romeo!
Content thee, gentle cuz, let him alone. He bears him like a courtly gentleman. And to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous, well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of all this town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence and put off these frowns, an ill-becoming semblance for a feast.
It fits. When such a villain is our guest, I'll not endure him!
He shall be endured.
My uncle, 'tis a shame! Oh! Ah! Ah!
Silence!
Ah!
Why, you are a saucy boy. Is it so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you.
Oh! Oh!
You are a princox. Go and be quiet, or I will make you quiet.
Patience. Perforce with willful color-meeting makes my flesh tremble in the different reading. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall!
Music, ho!
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, a gentle fine as this, my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
I've not saints' lips and holy palmers too.
Aye, lips that they must use in prayer.
Well then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not. On my prayer's effect I take. Thus, from my lips by yours, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took?
Oh, sin from my lips. Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Married bachelor, her mother's the lady of the house, and a good lady and a wise and a virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you topped withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet?
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown and known too late. Away, let's be gone, the sport is at its best.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Anon, anon! Come, let's away. away, the strangers are gone.
Romeo! Humors, madman passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eyes, by her high forehead and scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thighs, and by the dimensions that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
Us would not anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress' circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand till she had laid it and conjured it down. I conjure only to raise him up.
Oh, come! He hath hid himself among the trees to be consorted with the humorous knight. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were that fruit that maids call medlars when they laugh alone. Romeo, that she were an open, etc., and thou a poppin' pear. Romeo, a good night. Out to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come. Shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek who means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. It's soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's already sick and pale with grief that though her maid art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, for she is envious. Her vestal livery's but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it, cast it off. It is my lady. It is my love. That she knew she were. Oh, she speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Oh, her eye discourses. I will answer to it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to sparkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there? They on her head. The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through an airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand. That I wear a glove upon that hand, that I may touch that cheek.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo! Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I shall be new baptized. Henceforth, I will never be Romeo.
What
man art thou that thus bescreened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou no Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How came thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen should find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do, that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords, and look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate, than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
By love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet, were thou as far as that vast shore washed with the farthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. If thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say, Jove laughs. Oh, Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or, if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But I'll be more true than those who have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere I was ware my true love's passions. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon do I swear that lights with silver all these fruit treetops.
Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, which monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
But what shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
My heart's dear love.
No, do not swear. Although I have joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which shall cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night. A sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Will thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I did give thee mine before thou didst request it, yet I would it were to give again.
Well, wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Madam! I hear some noise within. Dear Montague, adieu. Anon! Dear Romeo, stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! I am afeard being night, this all but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
Oh, 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send word to me tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Madam! Anon! But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. Madam! By and by I come to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrived my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worst to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo hissed! Oh, for a falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition of my Romeo's name.
How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues at night, like softest music tending your ears.
Romeo!
My dear.
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
At the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Well, I'll stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
I'll still stand, still have thee forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning, I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird who lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty.
I would thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I would kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were asleep, and so sweet in peace to rest. Hence to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, my dear hap to tell.
Where wast thou then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou ask me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, when on a sudden one hath wounded me, and that's by me wounded. Both are remedies within thy help and holy physic lie. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee this as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis! Is Rosalind that thou didst love so dear so soon forsaken? Then young men's love lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine has washed thy sallow cheeks of Rosaline. How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love that of it doth not taste. The sun as yet thy sighs from heaven clears. Thy old groans ring yet in mine ancient ears. And lo, upon thy cheek doth sit the stain of an old tear not washed off yet. If e'er thou wast thyself and these woes thine, then thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength left in men.
Yeah. Thou chidest me off for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And badest me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide not. For she whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love could read by rote that could not spell. Come, young waverer. Come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, that this alliance may so happy prove, to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Well, let us hence. I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Senor Romeo! Bonjour! There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Well, pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great. And in a case such as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That is to say that such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams?
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I'm the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right!
Well, then my pump is well flowered.
Well said. Follow me in this jest till thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing soul singular.
A single soul jest, solely singular for the singleness.
Oh, come between us, Benvolio, my wits faint.
Oh, switching spurs, I'll cry thee for a match.
Now is not this better than groaning for love? Now thou art sociable. Now thou art Romeo. Now thou art what thou art. By art, as well as by nature.
Stop there. Stop there.
Oh, here's goodly gear.
A sail, a sail.
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Petra, a fan.
Good Petra, to hide her face, for the fan's the fairer face. Ow!
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is a good den?
'Tis no less, I tell you. For the very body hand of the dial now stands upon the prick of noon.
Oh, out upon you! What a man are you!
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
Marry, by my troth it is well said, for himself to mar. Quotha! Gentlemen, can anyone tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can. But young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you have sought him. I am the youngest of that name.
Pray you, sir, a word. If ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behaviour, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, truly you're an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Oh, good heart! In faith, I would tell her as much. Oh,
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, Friar Lawrence's cell, and there she shall be shrived and married. Here's what I paid.
Oh, no, truly, sir, not a penny.
No, go to, I say you shall.
Okay. This afternoon, sir? She shall be there.
Stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour, my man will be with thee, and will bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which is the high top gallant of my joy, must be my convoy in this secret night. Farewell, be trusty, and I will quit thy cave. Farewell, and commend me to thy mistress.
Now God never bless thee. Petra! Petra, take the fan. Go before, at the pace!
Come! What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now come on!
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot. The Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not scape a brawl. For in these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps his sword upon the table and says, God grant me no use of thee, and by the operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Oh, am I like such a fellow?
Come, thou art hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody as moody to be moved.
Oh, and what too?
Nay, and were there two such, we should have none shortly, for each would kill the other. Why, thou wilt quarrel with a man who hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he waked thy dog that lay asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing a new doublet before Easter, and with another for tying his shoes with a new ribbon? And thou wilt tutor me from quarreling.
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art. Any man may buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple? Oh, simple.
Follow me closer, I will speak to them.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel? I care not.
Gentlemen, good den. Word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You will find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion, sir, without giving?
Thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? What? Dost thou make us minstrels? And if thou makes minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discord. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zoons. Consort.
We talk in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly out your differences, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze, for I will budge for no man's pleasure. I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo! The hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I not? Farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! This shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw!
I do protest. I never injured thee, but loved thee better than thou canst devise. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied. Hold!
Call? Dishonorable? Vile submission? Tybalt, you rat catcher! Will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, and that I mean to make bold withal. As you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the other 8. Come, will you pluck your sword out of its pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
Mercutio, Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, forbear this outrage! Mercutio! Prince expressly forbidden bending and thrown the streets!
Come, sir, your passado.
Hold, Tybalt. Mercutio!
Wait, Tybalt! I'm hurt. Plague on both your houses. What? Is he gone and hath nothing?
Art thou hurt?
Aye, a scratch, Mary. 'Tis enough. Where is my page? Go, villain. Fetch a surgeon. Go!
Courage, man. There cannot be much.
Oh, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor as wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. And peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses! The dog, a mouse, a rat, and a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm and thought for all the best. Help me, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses! They have made worms meat of me. I have it. And soundly, too. Your houses.
Oh, come, gentle knight. Come, loving black-browed knight. Give me my Romeo. And when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars. And he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Romeo! Romeo! Brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath spurred the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn me.
Oh, Juliet, my beauty hath made me effeminate, and my temper soft and valorous steel. This day's black fate, on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, and others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt, back again!
Go! Go! Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity, and let fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. So, Tybalt, take back the villain that thou latest gave me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, waiting for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I, or both must join him.
Oh, wretched boy, that did consortest him here, shall with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Romeo, away, be gone. The citizens are up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed. The prince will doom thee death if thou art taken. Hence be gone, away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Shame come to Romeo.
Blessed be thy tongue for such a wish!
You speak well of him that killed your cousin.
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. Why not followed when she said Tybalt's dead, thy father, thy mother, nay, or both, which modern lamentations might have moved, with a rearward following Tybalt's death? Romeo is banished. There is no end, measure, limit, bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Poor ropes, you are beguiled. Both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Come, cords, come, nurse, I'll to my bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
I see a chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I won't well where he is. Hark ye. Your Romeo will be here at night. I'll tell you. He's hid at Lawrence's cell.
Find him, and give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored of all thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doing? What sorrow craves acquaintance of my hand that I yet know not?
I come bringing tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doing?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment. Be merciful, save death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Here from Verona art thou banished. Be patient. The world is broad and wide.
There's no world without Verona's walls. No purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Calling death banishment, thou cuttest off my head with the golden axe, and smile upon the stroke that murders me.
Of deadly sin, rude unthankfulness. Thy fault our law calls death. But the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law, and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dire mercy, and thou seest it not?
'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives. And every cat and dog and little mouse and every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. He is banished. Oh, friar, damn it, the use that word in hell, howling's attended. How hast thou the heart? Being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, my front professed, to mangle me with that word banishment.
Thou fond madman, hear me a little speak.
No, I'll speak again of banishment.
I will give thee armor to keep up that word. Adversity's sweet milk philosophy shall comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished. Hang up philosophy, and lest philosophy can make a Juliet, reverse a prince's doom, displant a town, it helps not, it prevails not, talk no more!
What simpleness is this?
Friar Lawrence! Friar Lawrence! Friar Lawrence!
Who are you? Whence comes you? What is your will?
I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Holy friar, where is Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Stand up. Stand up. Stand and you be a man. For Juliet's sake.
Nurse! Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps and now falls on the bed and then starts up and Tybalt goes and then on Romeo cries and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her. As that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, friar, what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack the hateful mansions!
Stay thy desperate hand. Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman and seemly man. Fie! Thou shapest thy shape, thy love, thy wit. But like a usurer abounced in all that usest none to its true use indeed that should bedeck thy shape, thy love, thy wit. Rouse you, man! Thy Juliet is yet alive. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law which threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lies on thy back. Happiness coursed thee in her best array. And like the sullen and misbehaved wench, thou pouts on thy love and thy fortune. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go get thee to thy love, as has been decreed. Ascend her chamber hence, and comfort her. But look thou be gone before the watch be set, or else thou canst not pass the measure. And there thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call you back with 20, 100,000 times more joy than thou wentest forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Commend me to thy lady. Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is. My lord, I will tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir. A ring she bid me give you, sir. Now, hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
Sweet, my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, farewell. And here stands all thy state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by break of day, disguised from hence, sojourn to Mantua. I shall find out thy man, and he shall signify to you from time to time every good hap that to you shall chance. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
The joy past joy calls out on me. Were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily we've had no time to move our daughter. Well, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly. So did I. Well, we were born to die, and 'tis very late. She'll not come down tonight, I promise you. But for your company, I'd have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woo.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not.
It was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, not the nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountaintops. I must live and be gone, or stay and die.
What say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. Thursday be it. Go you to Juliet ere you go to bed. Acquaint her of his love, and tell her she shall be married. Farewell, my lord.
Stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I am content, so that I will have it so. I will say yon gray is not the morning's eye, but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that was not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heavens high above our heads. I have more cause to stay than will to go. But come, death, welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let us talk. It is not yet day.
It is. I hence be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say that the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loathed toad change eyes. Oh, now I would they had changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray. Hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day. Now, be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam, the Lady Mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Then, window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell, one kiss and I'll descend.
God, here are you all? But how now, Juliet? Early next Thursday morn, the County Paris shall happily make thee a joyful bride.
He shall not make me a joyful bride. Tell my father, I will not marry yet.
Get thee to church a Thursday or ne'er after look me in the face.
I think it best you marry with the county.
Tell my lady I am gone to Lawrence's cell to make confession and to be absolved.
Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastens our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears. Now do you know the reason for this haste?
Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God forbid I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Past hope, past cure, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not that you hear of this, friar, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. Give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes and me, this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak, I long to die, if what thou speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope that craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which it would prevent. If, rather than marry Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death, to chide away the shame that copes with death himself to escape from it. If thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap, rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, and I'll do it, without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Go home. Be merry. Consent to marry County Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow look thou lie alone. Take this vial, and being then in bed, this distilling liquor drink thou off. Presently shall run through all thy veins a cold and drowsy humor, and no pulse shall keep his native progress but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then wake as if from a pleasant sleep. Now, in the morning, when the bridegroom comes, there art thou dead. And as the manner of our country is, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault wherein all the kindred of the Capulets lie. Meanwhile, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo hither come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, if no inconstant toy or womanish fear abate thy valor in the acting.
Oh, give me, tell me not of fear.
Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
This is as should be. Now, afore God, this holy reverend friar, our whole city is much bound to him.
I pray thee, gentle nurse, leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which well thou knowest is cross and full of sin. So please you, let me now be left alone. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear that thrills through my veins and almost freezes up the heat of life. I shall call them back to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene, I must needs act alone. Come, Vial. Romeo, I come. This I do drink to thee.
Make haste, the bridegroom is come! Make haste, I say!
Juliet! Fast I want to say. Why, bride! What, not a word? Well, you take a penny's worth now, sleep for a week. For the next night, I warrant, Paris has set his rest that you shall rest but little. What? Dressed in your clothes and down again? What needs to wake you? Lady! 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 Oh, Lazarus! Oh, my lady's dead! Oh, well, a day that everyone was born. So what will we do? My lord, my lady!
What is this noise?
Oh, the miserable time!
What is the matter?
Look! Look! Oh, Effie's died!
Oh, me! Oh, my! Oh, my life, my only child! Revive! Look up or I shall die with thee! Oh, go help, go help!
I may trust the flattering truth asleep. My dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. 'Tis a strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. And breathing such life with kisses from her lips that I revived, an emperor. How sweet is love itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. News from Verona. How now, Balthasar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? I will ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and therefore nothing can be ill. Her body, it sleeps in Capulet's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her. Pardon me for bringing these ill news, sir.
Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Go to, get me ink and paper, and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks, they're pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Dost thou art deceived? Hast thou no letters for me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone, and hire those horses. I will be with thee straight. And so, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. what Sifa means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, in noting this penury to myself, I said, and if a man did need a poison now. Apothecary? Apothecary. What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold! Here is 40 ducats. I need a dram of poison. Such soon-speeding gears will disperse itself through all the veins that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder doth fired from the fatal cannon's wound.
Such mortal drugs I have, but matchless law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness, and fearest to die? The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it, and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty, and not thy will.
Put this into any liquid you will and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls, doing more murders in this loathsome world than the poor compounds thou mayst not sell. I have sold thee poison. Thou hast sold me none. Farewell. Buy thee food and get thyself in flesh. Come cordial, not poison, with me to Juliet's grave. There must I use thee.
Sweet flower, with these flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe! Thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly will I do. For wanting that, with tears distilled by moans, the obsequies that I for thee to keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep.
Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning see thou it delivered to my lord and father. And upon thy life I charge thee, whatever thou seest or hearest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course while I descend into this bed of death.
I will go, sir, and not trouble you.
So thou wilt show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow. A detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of this earth. Thus, I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
Cease thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed. Therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Look upon these gone and let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come on hither against myself. Stay not, be gone and live, and hereafter say a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a villain here.
Will thou provoke me? And have at thee, boy.
Thou be merciful. Lay me with Juliet.
In faith I will. Bury thee in a triumphant grave. Oh, my love, my wife, death that has sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign is yet crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag hath not advanced there. Oh, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in the dark to be his paramour? For fear that, I will lie with thee, and never from this dim palace of night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, take your last look. Arms, your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath seal with the righteous kiss, the dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, run now at once on top the dashing rocks, thy seasick, weary part. Here's to my love. The true apothecary. Thy drugs are quick. Thus, I die.
Alack, what blood is this? Oh, Romeo. What an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Comfortable friar! Where is my lord? I remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Come away with me from this nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A power greater than we can contradict has thwarted our intents. The husband of thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee in a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question. The watch is coming. Come, good Juliet, go!
Go, get thee hence! I'll not away.
I dare no longer stay. I dare no longer stay. I dare no longer stay.
What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. Oh, kiss thy lips. Haply some poison doth yet hang on them to make dye with a restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Seize him!
Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. O happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust. And let me die.
Glooming peace this morning with it brings. Son for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence and have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was there a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Thank you.